Anything else. Would you mind doing an intro, by the way, because I'm just setting some things up?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Starting in the north. Greetings and a very warm welcome to the channel. Thank you very much to all 700 odd of you who are tuning in right now. That is awesome, and we love you all. You're joining us right now for Game 2 in this quarterfinals best of 3, featuring Spawning in the North, playing as the Soviet forces and up 1-0 after taking an incredibly close Game 1. It's gonna be Jesulin. And Spawning in the South, his opponent, playing as the Wehrmacht pieces, totally on form today, having knocked out DevM already. It's called HelpingHans.
Oh, yes.
The map is going to be Faymanville Approach, which I can now pronounce. Thank you, Stormless.
Thank you for getting that right, yeah. That is that's a great improvement already. So yeah, a little bit of background as to how this has all got here. Jesulin, as usual, starting from the bottom bracket, the south bracket, he's always in the same position. And he's made his way up to the quarterfinals where he's playing against HelpingHans. Now, HelpingHans today has played some great games, actually, and notably he's put DevM out of the tournament, out of ESL, before the quarterfinals for the second time now. So really, really unfortunate that DevM's actually managed to land himself against Hans both times, but of course it means that DevM's current seed is so low as well. You know, he may not even make it into the monthlies at this rate.
Hey, he's just smurfing himself, that's all. He'll be back up.
Precisely, yeah. But he played really well, and it only, you know, it's nothing bad to say about DevM. Don't get that impression whatsoever. DevM played great. It was just Hans played better, and that's what we need to, you know, really take here. Is Jesulin won against Hans in Game 1. Game 2 is about to kick off, and
speaking of which, I believe the overlay at the moment is reporting that Hans took Game 1.
Oh, okay, okay.
Some confusion in chat there. But yeah, take it from us, boys. Jesulin did win Game 1, and I'm sure the overlay will soon reflect that fact.
If you give me a second, I'll change it right now whilst all this is going on.
Yep, we've got conscript heavy opening here from Jesulin. No sign of a tech building just yet. 3 conscripts gonna be coming out for him straight off the bat. For HelpingHans, we've got looks like it's MD42 Grenadiers, and he's moving into the Sniper. So, gonna be a pretty spicy opening here against the Soviet forces, and one which Hans is, I've seen him do this, you know, quite a few times. He's on point with that sniper, so looking forward to seeing just how many headshots gonna be busted out here for the sniper. Taking a look at the commanders here, nobody's got anything super spicy on the roster. HelpingHans actually has got the most boring Wehrmacht lineup imaginable: Mobile Def, Mech Assault, and Lightning War. Fair enough, they're all very good. Jesulin, Armored Assault, Guard Motor Coordination, and Shock Rifle Front Line. So these guys playing to win, and you know, not busting out anything sneaky out of the unorthodox draw, as it were.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard loadout. You see a lot of people playing competitively with these commanders at the moment, because it does, you know, broadly they offer you some kind of counter to everything, and that's what you want in a commander loadout. Really, is you want a set of commanders that are going to be able to respond to a majority of situations your opponent can throw at you. And as much meta as this is, you know, as we saw Lovenest earlier playing with counterattack, he was kind of playing on the fact that you know, he knows what a lot of the austere people are bringing in at the moment, and he provided an artillery counter to it, knowing that his opponent couldn't do anything. So, you know, there's nice opportunities when this happens, because at the moment, you know, everybody watching ESL is using these commander loadouts, and it actually gives you more of a chance to surprise your opponent who goes in with one of these loadouts.
Yep. So let's see, we're just coming up to the 4-minute mark. Both players have been scuffling in good faith in mid, as it were. But I don't know, seemingly I think Jesulin just about taking the upper hand, and it is just. He's snuck a mortar and a Maxim into his composition, which I like.
Yeah, it's good to see that out. A nice combined army for Jesulin, and he's going to be one of taking as much time with that to set that up, and then push. Probably going to push the strategic point that is right outside Hans' base. Hans gets a lovely rifle grenade there on the mortar squad, which is sitting in red cover. Needs to be careful of this engineer squad as well. One more shot from the sniper could end that, but it does manage to get away in time, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Hans' sniper is very, very troubled right now. He may even get it out the other side of the building. No, he gets out on the wrong side. Suppression goes down in the conscripts, but Hans looks like he's forgotten to take the sniper away. No, he's actually getting back in, yeah.
I think that was intentional. I think it was also like superbly played as well.
Yeah,
he managed to get that sniper with no damage, and he's still busting skulls. 8 of them to date, which is not so bad in a game which is less than 5 minutes old.
Yeah.
So yeah, spicy.
I really thought he was going to hit the retreat button after the conscripts got the suppression, but Hans just kept so cool about that, you know, really, really cool. I guess that comes from playing the game enough that you know how these things are going to pan out, and so that was a great decision there, really, really good decision. Sniper play looking very, very strong, and we all know what good sniper play does to opponent players.
There was a moment where I was really worried that Hans was going to lose his pioneers, even his MD or his sniper, because that flamer was near the dream house in mid, but Hans is micro. Like, he is on point. It was like precision, split-second perfection at every moment during that. And we've seen a lot of good micro today, but that was damn spicy. And it just shows me to me that Hans is like his resolution at the moment. He's like playing on a really high level. Like, Hans is not dropping any balls. He's seeing all the opportunities. So this is a Hans I'm really intrigued to see play more. 222 going to be the choice for him.
Yeah, 222 is a good idea as long as he can keep it at the right range. Of course, he needs to make sure that this unit really picks up some of the infantry kills. It's also going to be there to protect his sniper from the T-70 as well, assuming that's what Jesulin does decide to go for. I just think there's a lot of overextension for Hans. You know, you see him trying to cap on all these points. He'd probably not be losing as much territory right now if he'd just kept some of the grenadiers in the middle and was using them to attack through the center.
Yeah, this 222 is rocking up in the hood and is causing all sorts of a ruckus, gets up on top of a Maxim, found some engineers, this is all nice, doing some work. The Soviet mortar squad has been reinforced and that's now back on the field, and that should push back this MG42, or at least force it to reposition shortly. Don't know what hit the sniper actually. Did he get snagged by a mortar or something?
Yeah, well actually the sniper got hit on a retreat, but the mortar is actually firing around where his location is right now, so the sniper is in a little bit of danger. Going to force Hans to get that medic bunker up early, which can be beneficial as the game progresses to have that medic bunker there. But Hans is doing a really good thing at the moment. He's capping the right hand side whilst putting admirable pressure on the centre. There's no mines laid down from Jesulin yet, so Hans is going to feel a little bit confident to go with the scout car. May even get a Maxim wipe.
Yeah, that would be a really good start. That would be a really good start. And, like, part of me just wants Helping Hans to win because he's a fellow Brit and I've been really enjoying his play today. But another part of me just wants to see Hans win because that would take it to a game 3 and I want to see more of this.
Definitely.
Unbiased casting though.
A game 3 between these players would be absolutely lovely right now. Absolutely lovely. I was expecting to see the 18 aids go up from Jesulin there after that scout car push. He hasn't really laid any mines at all. Kind of relying on this 180 gun that he's built to deal with the scout car, but that should be easily counteracted by the sniper if he overextends that.
These conscripts, there were 2 conscripts, they went back into the building and the sniper just knocked another one of them down. Not quite sure what the thinking was from Jesulin there. A bit ambitious, I feel that. He's going to save the squad though, so that's okay.
Definitely. Well, you know, Hans told me before this game started that it was Jesulin that decided to take like a 10-15 minute breather, so that kind of, you know, it kind of suggests that Hans really did something special. Really it must have been so difficult for Jesulin to come back, especially as Hans playing Brits as well. That Brit strategy is phenomenal, so Jesulin must have played an incredible game, and it could actually work in Hans' favour. Jesulin could be completely worn down by now playing against that.
Possibly.
The VPs as well, 53 VPs was the winning point, so it's going to be fairly easy for Hans to get faction selection.
Yeah, good point. You say that, this one might come down to like 20 VPs, but we'll see.
It's totally possible, yeah.
Rifle grenade in mid is nicely dodged by Jesulin, getting a prompt fallback on those conscripts, so that one's not going to pay off there for Hans. This 222 is actually 8 kills. It's just been constantly the sound of that autocannon. A bomb, a bomb, a bomb in the background. It's doing well.
Oh look, sniper opens up on the AT gun now. That was just the overextension we were talking about. So Hans' positioning with that has been really good, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the way that he's playing the map too is really good. You can see him going left and right constantly. Every time Jesulin moves over to the right, Hans has kind of got his eye on it. He's then taking his stuff over to the left while just providing enough things to push Jesulin off, keep him from advancing. The play's really good.
Have you seen the barbed wire on the left fuel point?
Yeah, I have. I saw that going down earlier.
That's brutal.
It's like one of the first things he did. Hilarious. Not sure if putting the MG in this building is a good idea with that mortar there. You may find that goes down pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, this is the dream house, and I was wondering if he'd push up to it or not. He's taken the decision to. I think this is right. If he can pressure the mortar with the 222 and the sniper, maybe. this starts looking even better. But as it is, he's already hosing these conscripts. He gets 2-star vet. Even if he has to fall back in a couple more mortar hits time, this is not awful, I think.
No, I would actually say quite comfortably Jesulin's on the back foot right now. We've come up to 10 minutes and we haven't seen any medium tier vehicle from Jesulin. He hasn't even got the company up to build he hasn't even got tier 3 like up right now. So you kind of have to wonder what he's going for at the moment.
There it is just now, actually, as you say it.
Oh, he's just started building it. This is very, very late. So I kind of wonder, you know, maybe he's going straight to tier 4 if he's going to build a tier 3 that late. Because what Hans has on the field right now could possibly be more of enough than a counter to stop the tier 3, you know, the kind of shock effect that tier 3 has. I've got to say, Hans has done really well on map control. You know, he's putting great pressure on Jesulin.
Yeah, this is just a fantastic game from Hans so far. But I mean, you know, we're making a big deal out of this. But Jesulin is playing very, very well. He's not even that far, but he's on the back foot, but like just ever so slightly. You know, his army's of a good size. The composition is good. He's only 70 tickets behind, which at 11 minutes in the game, nothing to write home about. So you know, he's definitely having, you know, not the early game he wanted, but this is easily within his reach. So Hans is going to have to keep this pressure up for the next like half hour if he's going to win like this.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, another MG is going up, so with these Maxims and Conscripts, there's not much other than the Mortar that is going to be able to do this. And do we have the 18 aid research yet? We don't have that at all. So the Scout Car's just on a roll. I haven't seen any mines planted at all so far, really. What
is it with people not getting AT grenades today? Because we saw AE do it, and now Jesulin? Like,
I mean, let's have a look if he's planted any mines at the moment. No mines at all.
Like 400 munitions.
Absolutely nothing. And as for Hans, again, yeah, no mines from other players, but I guess they don't feel like they need them. But if you're going to go with conscripts, a 3 conscript build, you should be getting things for them to use.
Like, this surprises me so much, because what else are you going to do with 400 munitions? Like, that's just sitting in his bank not doing anything. Mines would be way better.
Yeah, I think it works in Hans' favour because there's been no tier 3 rush, and I'm actually surprised to see the SU-76 come out at this time. It kind of makes sense, but there's nothing to push all the infantry off from Hans now. You know, with that sniper on the field, the 2 MGs, you really need something like a T-70 to throw all those off, so there may be a little bit of attacking error here from Jesulin. I'm not going to question it because Jesulin is you know, a pro player. I'm sure he's been playing these strategies over and over again. But the SU-76 gets a first shot on the Scout Car. Hans looks like he panicked a little bit there about what he was going to do. One more shot could do it, but the SU-76 on the move does actually get the shot still. Yeah. Scout Car down. That's a good pickup for Jesulin. He's going to be happy with that.
Absolutely, that was nice. That was nice. I would say that's the first thing this game has just gone decisively his way.
Oh, can we see an incendiary shot? We do see it from Hans. Beautiful pickup using the incendiary shot with 100% accuracy there. He just got the... No, he didn't just get the veterancy, sorry. It was a different star. But, yeah, no, that was really, really nice. That was a great play. Took a sniper shot, knew about the incendiary 100% hit rate.
Yeah,
great use of ability.
And Hans just again on form. Like I say, his resolution. I wish we had APM counters because I reckon he's probably like pupils fully dilated, mind fully in the game kind of thing. His hands are probably a blur right now. He's probably all over the place. I'd love to see his player cam in fact. Because he seems to me like sometimes you can just tell when a player is playing like really good by their standards. Hans has that aura about him right now.
Yeah, he has all day. He's been very, very strong all day. And last week, I think we saw a little inkling of Hans getting better. Because, you know, he's been playing with DevM. He's been playing against, you know, training against DevM. And here we go. Jesulin with shock rifles just put incendiary on the retreat path there. But it looks like Hans is going to get both his support weapons out in good time there. Sniper still is not on high health at the moment. I wonder why he hasn't taken that back to the base and got the health up.
Yeah, so I mean, that incendiary mortar, I mean, if nothing else, that is going to buy Jesulin a little window here where he doesn't have to worry about the Axis mortar and that MG42 in that position. So if he can, let's see if he can make something happen here. It doesn't look like he's actually going to try and push it, so maybe not. What's that? Actually, I haven't checked the tech of the Axis player. Let me take a look. So no sign of the support armor core, so I'm guessing HelpingHans are just going to be playing this one out for the Tiger.
Yeah, he's just selected Lightning War now. Yeah. No Panzerschreck upgrades yet. I guess maybe he feels like he doesn't need them. He'd rather have the SMGs for the time being, which I think is a reasonable choice. You know, something that actually we saw Jesulin himself coin before was when Jesulin plays OKW, he doesn't build Shreks because he'd rather have the 5 rifles firing rather than having the Shrek and 4 rifles. Makes him a little bit more better in the early combat engagements until he needs it. So actually, you know, what we saw Jove do in the last game was build the Panzerschrecks straight away, and Hans is doing the right thing. I think he's keeping the SMGs in there until he needs them, which I really like that.
Yeah, likewise. It's pretty interesting. And I mean, I think Panzer Grenadiers are one of the most overlooked units anyway. Actually, I mean, their mid-range firepower is just ferocious. So.
They're great units. They really are great units all around.
They are. I miss them so bad when I play Overcommand, which is I'm like a 75-25 Overcommand Vermac man when I'm Axis.
Well, what have we got here? Hans is now going to build a support armor corps, and that's going to allow him to build Panzer IVs and Ostwinds and so on. I wonder what he's going to go for here, though, because a lot of people in this kind of stage would probably go for a tier 4 build, you know, go for something like the Panzerwerfer. There's a bit of a huge support, you know, a support issue going on there, and the Panther's going to be great against the IS-2. I don't think tier 3 is really that great a choice, to be honest, when you've got this much map control as Oster.
This, I completely agree with you. Like this is the first thing that Helping Hands has done this game, which has given me cause for concern. This is a little bit like, huh?
Well, I guess if he wants to go for the Tiger, then it makes sense that he can go Tiger and get a tier 3 unit, and that the fuel works out well. Do you know what I mean? The maths works out well when you do that, because you're not spending too much fuel teching up to tier 4 and getting a unit that costs like 175, you know, fuel or whatever. But yeah, considering the doctrine, he could go for a Panther and a Panzerwerfer and have more effective use out of that than the Tiger, and then still have the benefit of the Stuka close air support. So I'd argue, if you know, if the one thing that he has got that he can't make a decision on is that he hasn't seen really that his opponent's gone shock rifle apart from the incendiary. So I can't remember what the other commanders Jesulin had were, but if he hasn't spotted that incendiary, look at this, by the way, demo on the right. Hans actually diffuses it with the minesweepers. Why didn't Jesulin blow that?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking, it was guard motor and another one. I'm pretty sure
shock
Hans
motor, I
has
think,
to know.
maybe?
Yeah.
So
Hans has to know.
Okay, so he will know that it's shock rifle at this point then, if the other one didn't have incendiary. And, yeah, you know, if you know the IS-2's coming, I mean, he's got the Panzerschrecks upgraded on the Panzer Grenadiers now, so that's very, very good against the IS-2. But, you know, Tiger is slow. I like seeing the Panzerwerfer too, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a sweet unit, and it's fun to cast, isn't it? You know, it's so spectacular. But we've got a flame tank. Speaking of spectacular, gonna start incinerating all of the Axis units here.
Incinerating, really?
It's just for you, Stormless. I knew you'd love it. Yeah, so looks like he's gonna deploy this one into the west for now. He's going to reveal it very shortly if Hans hasn't already heard it. Oh yeah, Hans heard it. He's falling back that MV42 well in advance. Should get out, but I mean the damage on the KV-8, you never want to write it off.
I honestly think that presents a little bit of an advantage to Hans here.
It certainly makes his support armor core look a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity for the Panzer IV now to actually beat off the KV-8 is much better, because with the Shreks and the Panzer IV, he's got a good anti-infantry unit there. The KV-8 isn't going to be able to push really that hard, especially not with the threat of the AT gun. It'd be nice to see this AT gun actually do something, because it hasn't done anything so far, but it will be able to get some good veterancy up off the KV-8 and then get that stun shot off.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesulin actually creeping forwards in mid here, actually, beginning to overturn this situation a little bit. Takes the Dream House, albeit not for long. Probably going to take middle VP here, which is nice. And Hans, it's actually not the easiest thing in the world for him to retake that, so that is significant. Also worth noting, by the way, that sniper has 45 headshots to his name. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a good amount of kills. I mean, that's more than double, really, which is you know, per minute. Wow. More than 2 kills per minute is a really, really good you know, ratio to have on the sniper. So it's definitely paying for itself. Jesulin's actually doing well to hold off against the sniper and still, you know, still keep his army up. But the sniper play is definitely one of the turning points, you know, for the Austere faction when you get to this point. Mine going down on the VP there. I think he thought that Hans had spotted that, so in fact it has been cancelled. Hans is going to send the Panzer IV over to deal with that now.
So here's some interesting stats, right? That sniper had 45 kills just now. Jesulin's entire army has 35 kills. Helping Hans' entire army has 97 kills, which means that that sniper has killed about half of everything Helping Hands has, and more than Jesulin has in total. Good sniper.
Yeah, definitely. A good sniper play is very, very important in that respect. Incendiary goes down again. That's going down in the center, trying to get rid of the AT gun. When you see that happen, that suggests that the KV-8 is going to go in for a push, and I think that's exactly what Jesulin tried to do there, but decided against it when he didn't get the kill. So, you know, Hans is going to be looking for signs like this, and if you see that kind of off-map ability goes in, your heart immediately starts racing. You've got to be certain that there's going to be some kind of attack coming through the center. And you can see that Hans has gone in with a response for that now, bringing the Panzer IV over to the right-hand side to defend against any would-be assault from that area. So that's a great telltale by Hans there. He's really, really watching the map, really, really watching for all the signs that suggest the push is coming.
Yeah, and he's capitalising on the left as well, capping like, at rapid rate.
Playing a great game, and anybody that wants to get better with Oster needs to be watching how Hans is playing right now, because he really is doing a great job.
Yeah, it's very smooth. There's probably going to be a fight taken here in mid, actually. The Su-76 and the KV-8 are just angling for location. There's a Zis gun to back them up, and they're beginning to trade shots. Here's a patch, which is a little exposed right now. Panzer IV's going to relocate. Panzer Grenadiers in a great position, but they probably need to run, or else they're going to get incinerburned. Yeah. Oh, he's going to get that one out. He's going to get that one out.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that was well handled, to be honest. For the stuff in the middle, Panzer Grenadiers got some great shots off and managed to get away, so that's going to make the KV-8 go back a little bit, and then allow the Panzer IV to go and retake some of the middle. So it's still looking very good for Hans. Jesulin having to retreat Vet3 conscripts from the center under threat of the Panzer IV with a pintle mount. AT positioning is just really good as well. I don't think Hans managed to get the shot off because of the sight blocker here, which doesn't look like much of a sight blocker, but I think it is. It's unfortunate that he didn't manage to get attack ground. Now Hans going in with the Panzer IV. Got to be careful of mines though, no minesweepers whatsoever. That's a sensible decision to not go in hard with that one.
Yeah, he has a minesweeper somewhere, so maybe he swept it earlier and feels confident, but you're right, that was really risky. There's an Su-76 and a Zis gun in the hood, so he needs to be careful there. Yeah. Also, quick shout out, yay, 800 plus viewers, thank you all so much. Glad to have you with us.
Welcome to the channel, guys. And quarterfinals, HelpingHans versus Jesulin, game 2. We've already got one game in the hands of Jesulin, who, as I understand it, was feeling very, very battered after game 1 and only won 53 VPs to 0. So if Hans keeps this up right now, he will get faction selection for game 3. But I actually think, you know, Hans was playing Brits when he lost game 1. And that was supposed to be his, you know, the strongest combination, his strongest plays. And if he wins this game with a comfortable majority, maybe he'd consider playing Axis again. But I think we're all thinking, who in their right mind would do that?
Yeah, here comes a big push from Jesulin, but a lot of his units are caught in the arc of that MG42, which is super awkward. They're getting treacled down, some of them have to pull back already. And Hans is going to deflect this with ease, I think. Let's just check the tech here for the Axis player. He's actually teched to tier 3, you know. Interesting. He hasn't built the heavy armor core, but he does have Battle Phase 3 researched.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. He's leaving himself options open, because having Battle Phase 3 research means that he can just quickly go up and get the Panther. And I was actually just wondering where his fuel had gone. It's not something I'd expect, but you know, with the IS-2 being a potential, you know, if he did lose the Panzer Grenadiers, he's got to be able to have the opportunity to get that Panther on the field, because the Panther is the one that's going to be getting those high penetration shots, breaking the front armor of the IS-2. Otherwise, you know, the Panzer IV isn't going to be able to cut it. The Tiger barely cuts it. The Tiger barely ever penetrates front armor of the IS-2, although fortunately the IS-2, you know, gets the same kind of effect for some reason. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a sensible decision. He's getting a decent enough fuel income at the moment.
And actually, Hans is doing one of my favourite things that I so rarely see Vermax players do, but which I think they should do more often because it's great, is having 2 Panzer Grenadiers with one with Shreks, one without. Gives you the flexibility and the hard-hitting elite infantry lineup that just helps you. Oh, okay, I take it all back. He just upgrades the other Shreks. Don't worry.
Right.
He's dead.
He's done something a little strange here. I mean, he's gone with this combination. I think he must be going for the for Jesulin's, you know, basically the cutthroat kill right now, pushing right up into the base and maximizing out his pop cap. You know, he's nearly pop capped at 100 right now, 94 out of 100 on the manpower on the field. And I guess the idea is that he really wants to put this, you know, he really wants to win this game now before that IS-2 comes out. If the IS-2 does come out, he won't have the pop cap to get a Panther without throwing away some vetted units, of which I don't really think he wants to do. So this could work out in Jesulin's favour a little bit if he manages to out-tech, you know, come up with a tech that beats all of this.
Yeah, although having said that, I'm not convinced he necessarily needs another unit to deal with an IS-2. 2 pack guns, 2 squads with Shreks of Panzer Grenadiers and a Panzer IV. You can contain an IS-2 nicely and maybe take advantage if it shows you even a moment of weakness. So I don't mind this from Helping Hands so much, although, as you say, it will reduce his flexibility moving forwards. Shock troops added to the roster here for Jesulin. Huh.
Yeah,
that's actually quite sensible in the face of the Panzer Grenadiers he's seen so many of.
Oh, I don't know about that, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, the shock troops on an open map, if there's a lot of support weapons, which I understand, there are in essence from Hands, you can make use of the shocks, the smoke grenades, and then, go in there, but otherwise it's a very, very high reinforcement cost unit. We're talking huge amounts to reinforce that. Losing it is, 400 manpower just gone down the drain, and really, he could have built better units, I think. He should be looking at possibly an AT gun right now, which he doesn't have at the moment. And that's been destroyed by Hands. Hands actually blew it up with the attack move.
Yeah. These Panzer Grenadiers going awfully deep to try and get this KV-8. They're in jeopardy right now. Swamped in shock troops. It's abandoned.
Oh, look at this. May kill the Panzer Grenadiers with the incendiary. Does, and they drop the Shrek, so that could be a great pickup for either the conscripts or the shocks if Jesulin wants to go like that.
Yeah.
But it really looks like Hands is going to win this quickly.
Yeah, 57 kills now on the sniper.
Wow.
Pretty beefy.
Needs to be careful with this Panzer IV though, get that out of there. What have we got on the field now? IS-2 is actually finally on the field, so this is Jesulin's chance to start getting back into the game. But of course 13 CP is hit, coming up to 230 fuel for the Tiger. Hands just needs to save up on his manpower for that. That could be difficult though. This is what we're talking about with Hands maximising his pop cap all the way to the end, is that reinforcing all of this stuff, building Panzer Grenadiers as well.
Yeah, he's replacing them, so he won't get the Tiger.
No, exactly. He's not going to get the Tiger, and I think he may regret that decision. Pack gun delivers the target weak point, which means that they could look at getting the IS-2 down a little bit there. Incendiary comes in from Jesulin to push them off. It's a nice play. Nice use of the munitions that Jesulin's been stocking up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, Jesulin's still playing quite well. He's going to take this opportunity. He does pick up the Shrek, which is nice. And now he's going to wait for the Incendiary to go so he can cap the mid. Tons going on here. Jesulin just can't find a way to break through. Fortunately, though, he's got game one under his belt.
Yeah, amazingly, though. I mean, Hans has just played this so well. I can't believe, look at Jesulin's army. It's really not bad. KV-8, SE-76, IS-2, good supporting infantry, reasonably high pop cap. But Hans just kind of has him contained with what initially appears to be a way lower tech and less well-rounded army. So yeah, just Hans playing really well here. And let's see, Jesulin down at 227 under 430. So by no means out, but that's a concern for Jesulin right now.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, one of the things that's kind of weird that's going on right now is Hans' total desire to get into Jesulin's base. There's a VP on the right-hand side that has just been held by one Maxim for the majority of the game. And a triple cap here right now would be so difficult for Jesulin to come back from, because Jesulin's constantly attacking the mid. He can't get round to the left easily. He would even struggle to take this VP on the right without losing, getting pushed right back up to his base. So I don't know why Hans hasn't gone for this yet. He's got a huge manpower army in the center. Just have a look at the tactical map right now. Huge central army, no flexibility on right or left.
You're right, actually. He should if he would just grab that point, I'd feel so much better. The fact that Hans has not grabbed that point is actually a glaring omission in what is otherwise a very nice game. So, yeah, good observation.
It is, and of course the worst thing that's going to happen is that he's allowing more time for Jesulin to make comebacks. And here we go, Incendiary coming in right now, forcing the AT gun to retreat. This is the perfect opportunity for the IS-2 to come in. Panzer IV horribly out of position. There we go, AT guns set up. A little bit of a lag there, sorry. AT guns finally starting to fire on that. Panzer IV needs to try and get around the rear to do anything. KV-8 coming in as well for the burn. Great plays by Jesulin right now. Could this be a pushback?
I think it could well be. I mean, this pack gun the only thing holding the line, and that only just. So... yeah, really nice. Coming in with the conscripts there as well was also pretty sweet. He managed to pick up the mortar, which was just, that's been giving him headaches for a while, so nice to get that out of the picture. And, Helping Hands, actually, he nearly has the manpower. He now almost has the cap, so I wonder if he'll reconsider that Tiger now.
Yeah, I mean, the Tiger would be a good one. The thing is, though, is that I guess the decision with the Panzer IV having that there, is that it can go left to right constantly and bounce. But it definitely seems like Hans is saving up for something. I personally think the Panther would be a better decision, because it's a little bit quicker. It's got a bit of a better range on, you know, before like pre-Tiger veterancy. Nice takedown of the pack. Gets the SU-76 down there. That's going to be a nice pickup. Vet2 Grenadiers need to be careful from the IS-2 though. One more shot may get it. Oh,
they find the building just in time. But yeah, that pack gun getting a hit on the SU-76 there was really nice. Just what Helping Hands needed. It felt for a second there like the momentum was shifting, but that's kind of put him back in control again, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely done some damage to Hans. Again, though, I mean, just look at the map. Why has this not been taken on the right-hand side? This is a killing blow, yeah. And all it means is that Jesulin has way more than enough time than Hans wants him to have to pull things back. And Hans has got to be careful, right? He is, yeah, and he's got to be careful as well because, you know, he still hasn't lost enough to get that Tiger out. He needs to lose more units to actually be able to bring that Tiger out on the field.
Yeah, well, you know, he'll sooner or later he'll lose a unit, so that'll be his opportunity to get the Tiger. I think right now it would be almost optimal if he could just throw in MG42 somewhere, or maybe even just send one of these packs in. That's probably fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried. He'll get the Tiger out in good time when he's ready. Oh, here comes a T70 actually for Jesulin. That's an interesting choice. I do like it though. Of course, that's going to provide spotting mode and also some nice flexibility for policing the backfields and whatnot. Also, that will mean that he can now respond if Hans does try and take this right-hand victory point. He can just send the T70 to help out, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the T70 is good, and Jesulin's coming up to his Pop Cup level now as well. The T70, we'll see how that one pans out for him. But as you say, you know, the thing with the T70, it's going to be able to go left and right a lot quicker than anything else Hans can field. If he does go for the Tiger, all of these units that Jesulin has are going to be able to just left and right the Tiger, constantly baiting him into different places. Target weak point goes on the IS-2. There we go, it does go off. Panzer Grenadiers are going to try going and get a hit as well. Looks like there's the...
Those are the conscripts with the Shrek though, so Hans has to be a bit careful with this Panzer IV. There is an IS-2 there after all. But yeah, whoa, getting monster hits on the IS-2. That's going to force the Soviet Heavy out of there.
Of course, Jesulin's focused on this engagement that's coming in through the center right now. KV-8 driving in, trying to get burns on the pack gun. In fact, it does take the Vet2 pack gun down, so we only have one pack gun left with the stun shot. That's already been used. Looks like the KV-8 might go down here. It does. Great pickup by the Panzer Grenadiers there. Shock Troops trying to take the decap, but the Panzer IV is going to come in and try and push the Shock Troops off. T-70 providing, it hasn't got recon mode on at the moment, so it won't be able to spot targets for the IS-2. The IS-2 is coming in hard, but hopefully the recharge on this AT gun is going to allow for target weak point to go on. It does. Come on, Hans, he flicks on the ability. It's going to stun shot the IS-2. Do we have the Panzer Grenadiers coming in with the Panzer Shreks? I don't know, but the Tiger's coming in. This could be it. This could be the plays of the game. Jesulin's going to be disappointed if he loses. He surrenders! He couldn't put up with it at all. He surrenders the game.
Jesulin, no!
I think he thought he overextended there, but what did it... He really still had things on the field there. He maybe could have come back from that.
He was going to lose the IS-2, but that was not game. And this is what I meant, you know, these last two finals that I casted Jesulin in, a similar thing happens, you know? He just thinks he's out when he's definitely far behind and it's a low percentage game. And he just kind of surrenders a touch too hastily for me, I think.
Yeah, I think